Welcome to episode 43 of Pineapples and Thorns. Hey, Peter, how are you?
Great, Kat. How are you tonight?
I'm doing excellent, and we have a very special guest with us tonight, C-Note from Crystal to Join. Hey, C.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me on. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Super happy to have you
pronounced
here.
his name wrong. I believe it's pronounced Sweaty Dollar Socks.
Or
For at least another week.
You want to explain that name, C-Note?
Well, true to form, I lost another bet, and so I had to change my name to Sweaty Sock Dollar. It originated from the draft war. Thanks, Peter. It was his idea.
It's always Peter's fault. It's always Peter's fault.
Hashtag blame Peter. But I was one of the unfortunate three to lose the bet. I sit with Sweaty Sock Dollar as a name in Discord.
And is this like forever, or is there an end date on this? Or
good Lord, I hope not. I was hoping Peter could tell me when I could change my name back.
I think it's next weekend, right? Because that'll be 4 weeks since the draft war. So that should be enough. Remembrance Day will remind us to change our names back.
The end is nigh.
And a sticky note.
All right, Peter, do you want to take us into some CFF news?
Yes. So the latest thing is Majorian Army and Noble Hero had a friendly war. I don't think it was quite. Was it 25v25? I think it was.
Yeah.
And each team kind of stacked their rosters. Kat and I got to be on the Noble Hero roster, and we happened to win. It was Royal Ghost time, so I think it was artificially high scores, but it was fun. Good to hang out with those guys. What account did you take over there? Wasn't Kat, was it?
I think I took my 13 over there, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Okay. And so it was a
short
breakdown.
Yeah.
Not too many 14s, I'll tell you. 14s are in short supply.
They are in super short supply right now.
And the next thing upcoming is the Total Recall event. This is put on by Phoenix Reloaded. I think it is 2 weeks away still. So there's plenty of time to sign up if you want to get in there. This one, we're going to make you use the new recall spell each attack. Other than that, I don't think there are any rules. So practice with that recall spell.
Yeah. Have you used it at all? That recall spell?
Actually, I have not used it on any of my accounts. Not once. I know some people have been talking about it. How about you, C?
Ooh, very limited. I tried it a couple times. It takes some getting used to, and it's a lot of timing, which is not my forte.
Yeah, I used it once, and I scooped up my queen and a bunch of other troops, and then I didn't know where they went. And then I realized I had the recall spell sitting in my bar there. And it was getting towards the end of the attack, and I thought, oh, I better drop that. And I just kind of dropped it anywhere. I wasn't even thinking. And all these troops and the queen came out, and it was a bit of a gong show.
Where you can drop that, like in the edges of the map? You can't drop it anywhere. It's not like a skeleton spell.
No, it has to be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the edge,
Yeah. So it's a little bit of practice, and it'll probably become a little bit more useful.
The one thing I haven't seen many pros use it, right? I've been watching Lexnos and his 5v5 with his pro guys, just kind of see what the new meta could be, and not too many of them are using that recall.
So, yeah, I don't think I've seen it in any of the pro matches yet at all.
Yeah. Speaking of pro matches, someone I know is in the Town Hall 9 Cup tournament with Trilla Tatavan.
Oh, I was.
You were? Tell us a little bit about that.
It was a lot of fun, just to play the Town Hall 9 in a competitive environment again. It was like just a throwback to the sort of quote unquote good old days. And a lot of really high level players were playing in that. I guess, everybody's got a Town Hall 9 apparently. and it was just timed attacks and short prep, 5-minute prep, 45-minute war. And we got knocked out. It was 4 days of qualifiers. We got knocked out every day, but Yeah, super fun. I'd love to do it again. The next one is the Town Hall 10s, and I know the guys from Torilla Tavatan have a team for that as well, so they're gearing up for that for Monday. And then after that, it's they're going for every town hall. So
yeah, I watched some of the pros do Town Hall 6 stuff. It's crazy that what they can do with so few troops.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. What attack did you use? Did you just go witches?
I did my witches, and very happy to do that. There was interesting attacks. There was a lot of Lalo, Queen Charge Lalo, and then there was an interesting attack with P.E.K.K.A.s and wizards and back end hogs. So go wipe without the go. So, and it really came down to how fast your attacks were. Like there was a lot of pressure to have really fast attacks. You had to triple quickly. It came down to time in a lot of the matches. So a lot of fun, and kudos to Rush for putting that on all the Town Hall Cups. So I'll be following the rest of the cups. Not sure if I'm going to compete in any of the higher levels. I don't think I'm quite that good at those levels yet. So.
And that's a little bit like our own Town Hall Cups, which are on suspension right now, just with Town Hall 15 dropping. Everybody wants a little bit of chance to farm their mains. So look for that maybe again in January. I'm not sure when they'll start up again. Yeah.
And then another thing, Peter, you mentioned that you wanted me to talk about this, is the Reddit Mods versus Clashers War, which is coming up the weekend of November 12th. Have any of you guys signed up for that?
Oof, I have not. That sounds like a lot of pressure.
And I have not, but off the air, Kat, tell us about what you can win if you get selected as one of those 15 people for the Reddit team. 50 people for the Reddit team.
Yeah, it's 50v50, so there's going to be 50 Reddit mods versus 50 Clash players, and they're in the process of setting the roster now. Apparently they had 1,000 people sign up for this thing, and there's only a certain number of each town hall that'll be selected. And so if you're one of the 50 people selected, you get a Clash of Clans gift box, one of those little prize boxes that they're always tweeting about. So that looks like it'd be a lot of fun. And I mean, if I get selected, I'll let you guys know and I'll let you know what happens. But my chances are probably as good as winning that US Powerball.
Yeah.
so that,
what town hall did you sign up with?
With my 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. So let's jump into some Clash of Clans stuff. There was some small quality of life improvement with the Gold Pass this month. You hit the ground running with 200 points, but only if you had bought the Gold Pass previously the month before. So you get the 1 gem donation immediately and a 10% builder boost. What do you guys think of that?
I thought it was a great idea. Kind of saves you from the, when everybody gets the Gold Pass, the first thing they do is either they attack or they do a builder base attack, just to get the 40 and get the 1 gem donations before they spend 100 gems on donating to people.
Yeah.
And how many times have you done that is just gone to, gem your donation and realize that you didn't have your 1 gem donation?
Yeah, too many times to count. Yeah.
Peter, what do you think?
Yeah, that was really super nice of them. Unexpected. You posted that they were going to do that, and then I'm looking around trying to see where my bonus 200 points are, and then realized I hadn't bought the Gold Pass. Realized I donated 9 loons to somebody already, and
oh no,
it was down those gems. So yes, it was a very nice surprise. I think it's kind of them to do.
Well, and I think it's a really great motivation for people because what's going to encourage you to buy the Gold Pass each month? Well, there's little incentives, right? If I bought it previously, well, I get a little bit of a step ahead on the next one. So yeah, I think it's smart marketing for them. It costs them nothing to do it. So
that's right.
And another thing is you also do not get tasks that you cannot complete. So, previously, if you were like a Town Hall 9 or something, you'd see these challenges to use certain super troops that nobody could even donate to you as a 9. So, you couldn't complete those tasks, but now you're not going to see any of those. You're only going to get tasks that you can actually complete. So I think that's really a great improvement.
Another incentive for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for anybody who doesn't have a max account and is farming a, let's call it a middling level account, trying to push up, I mean, that's super for them, right? Supercell's really pushing to get everybody to max quick as they can.
Yeah, for sure. And on Twitter today, I saw Agent 33 had posted an idea, and I thought this is really a kind of a cool idea that he had. What if leaders could issue a week-long door pass that would allow an account to come and go from the clan without requesting? So, say you're hopping in and out to donate at one of your other CWL clans, or maybe you're in an event war or something. You get this sort of like a hall pass type of thing. And you don't have to always either tag somebody to let you in, because maybe everybody's sleeping. You can just come and go to the clan as much as you need to.
Well, that would be resolved with your idea, Kat. Just increase the clan size to 75.
There you go. That's always on my agenda.
Same.
And yeah, I think that's becoming more and more of a need, not just a wish for a lot of clans.
And so much for clan capital, right? Because right now we have people kind of spread around, and we're going to all have to be moving back this weekend to get those capital raids in. So yeah, how many hall passes can you give? Only 2. Now you need to pick.
Ooh.
But it might be something.
It might be something. Isn't that why we all have multiple accounts? C note.
Oh.
That's right. As long as you have multiple accounts, you always have a key to get in the house.
You're always let in.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's talk about some more stuff here. Pirate Royal Champion. Do you guys like it or hate it, or are you indifferent?
I think it's they already really did the pirate theme before, so this is kind of like a replay. I almost feel kind of gypped, where it's like you could have thrown the RC pirate skin in as like a $9.99 deal or $11.99 in Canada, I think. And been done with that whole theme. I don't see why they had to bring it back.
Well, give him opportunity to offer the scenery and all the other skins to everybody again, so you can purchase them if you didn't get them the first time, right? So
this is true. Another smart marketing idea by Supercell.
Yeah, I think they're slowly learning. It's taken them 10 years to do so, but
and I kind of like the skin. I mean, it's different than anything else, right? I mean, it's kind of more of a Admiralty pirate than it is a Jack Sparrow pirate, but
yeah.
Well, and it completes the set. You know what I mean? Like it.
Well, that's true.
So you have the whole pirate theme, and you can get the scenery, and so for those with ADHD like myself, where you have to have everything nice and compact and bundled, that satisfies that little nerve that wasn't struck before.
So does that mean that we're going to get the Clockwork Royal Champion?
Gosh.
Oh no.
That'll only be pay to win, though.
Okay, so it's been almost 3 weeks now for Town Hall 15. What do we think?
Go ahead, C.
Scary. Very scary. It kind of lets you know your place in the world when you see, I guess, for the last 18 months, and we kind of, as a community, figured out Town Hall 14. I think that's fair to say. Mm-hmm. And I think you see a lot of the people that you're accustomed to 3-starring struggling to even get 2 stars now. So it's very scary. A lot of new things, but I've gone on record as saying that, like every other town hall before it, I think somebody will figure it out eventually, and it'll catch on.
Peter?
I think I went on record and I said I thought offense would be overpowered to begin with, and that defenses would take a while to catch up, and we would have, that kind of golden period where our offense was overmatched. I was very, very wrong. I think it's going to take quite a while for the pets. And I do think the new pets are proportionately stronger than the Town Hall 14 pets. I think they're going to make the big difference. And a lot of us, we gemmed our heroes, but we're not gemming 40 levels of pets to kind of see what the new meta will bring with those. I think they really are fantastic. Diggy and Frosty especially. I haven't had a chance to use the other guys. I know I'm jumping ahead a little.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's so much harder. And we saw extremely high levels of frustration in the first 2 weeks from our players that, like you said, the ones that, they're used to being able to go in and triple at 14, more often than not, they had fantastic hit rates. And all of a sudden it was like this wall came up and boom, you're not going to triple this base without like some really skilled attacks happening. And they were just like, no, I'm frustrated. Whereas like the rest of us who rarely tripled were like, okay, yeah, this is normal. And we have seen, people like we're close to quitting, and we have actually had somebody quit take a break from the game because they're not having fun. And they just said, I need a break.
Well, I mean, that's the downfall to, advancing. I mean, I'm sure you both heard it before when 14 was, really in its heyday, that everybody was like, oh, bring on 15 already, bring on 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Kat, you and I have talked about this, where it's like, well, be careful what you wish for, because the game's not going to get easier. It's not set up to, say, oh, well, this town hall, we're just going to make it easy on you, and everybody's going to be tripling. They make it harder, because why do we return to this game? Because it's a challenge. And without a challenge, people would get bored and quit. So I think they see that ratio where it's like, if we don't make this tougher, there's going to be less people playing.
Yeah, and I think they walk a fine line because, they're under a lot of pressure from the professional players to make it more difficult, because the pros were saying, well, Town Hall 14 is so easy, we can triple with our eyes closed and triple with Barch and this, that, and the other thing. And all of a sudden, so they've made it more difficult, but have they made it a little bit too difficult for the casual player? Because for me, I'm working on my heroes, and the upgrade times are 16 days with the gold pass.
Yeah.
I'm 2 days away from unlocking Diggy, and I feel like I'm doing pretty well, but I mean, I didn't stock up on 50 hero books and books of everything and all this thing before Town Hall 15 dropped. So I feel like, as a quote unquote regular player, I'm behind the game a little bit compared to some people who have all these new toys to play with.
Which in hindsight is a good thing for you, Kat, right? I mean, you're going to learn kind of the meta, and then you'll be able to introduce those pets, and it should boost your success rate, I think.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah. Can we jump ahead to pets? Can I ask C-Note how many pets he's got unlocked?
Go for it.
Oh, goodness, Peter, you know me by now. I'm one of the original Dirty Gemmers. I have all the pets unlocked. Now, they're not maxed, because I did have a lot of books, but they went very quickly that first 3 days.
Yes, they do.
So yeah, I'm about halfway through my pets right now, and I have 2 of my heroes maxed, and I'm all about the offense. So that's really what I've been concentrating on.
So the new pets, like, I haven't got to play with the poison lizard. Are you using that one? Are you using all 4, or are you still got favorites from the old group?
Well, I'm probably amongst the masses that are going to keep the unicorn, because I like the healing aspect. I have not used the lizard, but I did get an opportunity to see Carl use it in a war attack yesterday, and I've got a newfound respect. That thing is crazy good. It's I mean, what do you think of when you think of a lizard? A quick little reptile that runs around, tongue hanging out, whatever. And that's exactly what it did. It was running all over the base, just hitting everything. I think it lost its hero. The hero died. So it was just kind of going out on its own, and it was really neat. It was like a road runner, just running to different things, whatever was closest to it, and just hitting it with its tongue, like really super quickly. It was neat to see. That was the first time I got to experience it. And so now I'm kind of like, I've been upgrading my Phoenix, because I've been kind of an advocate for the Phoenix, not so much on the Diggy train like everybody else is. And now I kind of have to wonder if I should start, leveling up the lizard. How about you guys? What's your experiences with the pets so far, and what do you have?
I've got Frosty.
Are you
Level
using
1
it?
Frosty. Yeah, I think I have him on my king, and
Okay.
I like Frosty. I think once he gets leveled up, he's usually like sticking around for a long time. He doesn't die quickly. Even at level 1, I find him quite strong.
And I love the freezing of the defenses from Frosty, right? That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I also have him on the king. I have Diggy unlocked, and using it with the royal champ. The only trouble I find is when the champ dies and Diggy kind of attaches to the next hero, it just attacks random things. Like if it latches onto the king, let's say, right, it shoots anything rather than going to stun a defense. A stunned elixir collector is not such an advantage, but right. I think Diggy is really super when he's working with the RC. Those are the only 2.
Have you found the Phoenix there? See, like, I haven't seen too many people using it, so
I love it. It's literally saved a few attacks for me, where it's boiled down to I'm the type of player where I have to have a safety net. And so if my attack is really going badly, I kind of hold back the RC to try and hit the town hall. Well, the town hall, I know we haven't really kind of gotten to it yet, but the town hall is a beast. I mean, it is strong, not only in its beams, but in its hit points. And so what this allows is you almost get two opportunities at this, because the RC can start hitting the town hall. It'll waste its down, and she'll do her ability, gain some more hit points back, keep hitting the town hall. Then she dies, obviously. The town hall's not quite down. The Phoenix revives, let's say, in this case, the RC, and she continues to hit the town hall and gets it down. So it's really like I've almost become dependent upon it, And if not the town hall, then she's able to get maybe some key defenses down for those straggling troops that you have kind of rounding the base, trying to get that 3-star. So I'm a big advocate for it. You're right. It hasn't been a lot of people pushing for it yet, but yeah, I'm a fan for sure.
Well, let's talk a little bit about those new defenses. So we have, the town hall itself, which is, like you said, a monster. But we've also got the monolith and those new spell towers.
What do you think of the spell towers, Peter?
I love the interchangeability, right? You have, once you get them leveled up, you get those choices. So a little more customization. I like that idea. I actually, when I'm attacking bases, I absolutely hate that invisibility. I don't know how many town halls I've missed with my blimp because the town hall goes invisible. It's just one of those things. I should know better, but no, I think it's real. It was a great idea on there. That little bit of interchangeability, customization.
Yeah, and I think each type of spell, depending on what you've got activated and how you combine them, can defend against specific types of attacks. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the pros, like the base builders, put those out in their bases in the professional matches to see how they defend against certain types of attacks, to give the rest of us ideas.
Yeah, because we're all kind of winging it right now, aren't we?
Just kind of guessing as to how things work, and that monolith is crazy.
Ooh, that thing hits like a truck.
Like even at level 1.
Yeah, it's literally like the new Eagle artillery. When everybody was afraid of the Eagle when 11 came out, now everybody's afraid of the monolith for good reason.
Yeah.
It's tremendously powerful against heroes and stuff.
Yeah.
But, not so much against, been using a little bit of hybrid. It's not, terrible against hogs, let's say. If you get a big enough pack, it can't take them down.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you look at it, it locks onto one target, right? So if you have something more than, like maybe Yetis, or not so much witches because the splash gets them, but dragons or whatever, they can get the monolith while it's locked onto one of the other troops.
You just hope it's not your queen.
Just hope it's not the queen. Yeah, it's death to queen charges, Sui's.
Oh, yeah.
It is and it isn't. I mean, remember we used to have to freeze Inferno towers to keep them from killing our healers and our queen under heal. So it's just, we'll adapt. But it is, it's a shock when where did my queen go? Oh, darn. I stepped in range.
Well, it's like you say, it's the first 3 weeks of the town hall. So it's going to take people a couple of months to figure things out. And eventually everybody will get used to it, and we'll all adapt to taking, okay, well, I need an extra freeze for this because, the monolith is close to the town hall or whatever, So,
yeah, it's a big defense you have to account for now. You really have to, especially, I mean, I know our bases are getting a little crowded with all the things that we have now, but I mean, when you think about it, if you put the Eagle on one side, the monolith on the other, and then, and spread out your Infernos, that's 3 compartments you have to account for now when you're, going to attack. So it's really, revolutionized. To your point, Kat, like base building is, they're probably like kids at a candy store right now because they've just got more, more weapons to play with.
It must have been really difficult for them, towards the end of Town Hall 14, because it was getting almost impossible for the base builders to build to defend anything at the pro level.
Yep. Unless they could convince get a bait enough on a guy, make it so appealing that he had to Lalo into that spot and just have it set up with traps. So that was the only kind of way they would fail.
Right.
What about the new siege? Have you guys used that drill thing yet?
I have it, but I have not used it. I'm chicken. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm afraid to use it. I've just been going with like, the trusty siege machines, the log launchers and blimps of the world.
Mhm.
I'm too afraid. What about you guys?
Back before the Royal Ghost came, I was using it again with hybrid, and I think it's as good as Diggy from a stunning the defense's point of view. It's a little bit like the Stone Slammer. It kind of targets the next defense. I think it's really, really good. Again, in the right situation, I think it could be very, very valuable.
Does it take out walls?
It does.
Okay,
If
all
it
right.
pops up, on let's say the 3-6 side of a defense, it'll break those walls, 3 or 4 segments. So it's kind of handy. It does let the queen get in.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's interesting.
nice.
I think we'll see more people using it as we go forward. Right now, I see most people using the Super Archer blimp
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or Blizzard, but
Yep.
Super Archer blimp seems to be the big thing right now, just because people haven't figured out too many other attacks and how to handle everything. So it's and we're in SECWL right now, so everybody wants to make sure they get the safe too. So
2 stars win wars. Isn't that the new rally cry?
always, especially now, it's like back in
Right.
the old days of Town Hall 11 when 11 first came out, right?
Yep.
Right.
And so for the spell towers, we talked a little bit about that. What do you think is more effective on the spell towers right now? Rage, poison, or invis?
I'm currently going with 1 rage and 1 poison. Poison for the core and rage for the surrounding defenses. I find that's been working pretty well, especially if they're attacking from like an opposite side, and they have to not only go through that poison, but then the poison from the town hall. So, but I have seen attacks where someone tries a blizzard and the invisi spell
Oh.
makes the town hall invisible and the blimp just kind of stops. So that's pretty tricky stuff. So I mean, there's value in pretty much anything. I haven't really seen. I've seen a lot of laziness where people have just not set their spell towers, so they've got like double rage on areas that they really don't need it. So I think people will figure it out. Where are you guys with your spells? Are you invisi, poison, or just going straight rage?
For me, I've got a rage and a poison. I'm currently working to unlock invis.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably stick with rage and poison for right now because I'm not really 100% sure how to use the invis. Although I might stick an invis on by the town hall just to see what happens.
When the town hall turns invisible and the RC runs away, that works really well.
And that would kind of negate my Phoenix theory now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Phoenix or no Phoenix, that's right.
Right?
Yeah. No, I think the Invisi is the way to go. I'm not afraid of rage towers running into them, especially I am using that Super Archer blimp, so I'm not really terrified of the rage because I'm invisible anyway. The poison makes me nervous. The invis makes me scratch my head and go, wow, am I gonna prevent that? Really, you can outweight the invis by just more invis spells, so 1 less clone with the poison. Oof. So right now I'm running a poison invis on mine.
I think you're going to see people getting clever and maybe sending out some like Coco Loos or something to try and trip invisi spells. You know what I mean? Before they deploy their troops or something to trigger it. I don't know if
to get
Skelly
ahead,
spells
I
to do
agree.
it, but
Yeah, absolutely.
And what about any new comps? Are you guys using anything special in your attacks or
well, Peter just
experimenting?
talked about you're using the super archer blimp, right?
Yes. And I'm using the Itsu Legends push army with at the time it was 4 of the E Titans with the King and the Queen. They are so fun. When a hound comes out, it's like, yes, they just chew that thing up. I'm having mixed success. If you get great value out of the blimp, obviously anything will clean up a base. So mostly time fails. I watched a little bit of one today where Itsu showing P.E.K.K.A.s to break the walls. They're almost the same housing space as the E Titans, but they're very much more effective on the wall. So I may give that a try.
Interesting.
How about you, see?
I'm just I'm now that we've kind of reached 15. I've found it a good time to shed air attacks, and so I've literally just been going ground and kind of forcing it on myself. I'm using Yeti Super Archer with some success.
I saw you tripled, yeah.
Well, yeah, triple, not triples plural. It's the one triple I get a year. You just happen to see.
Oh,
No, yeah, I'm having some mild success with that, and until the defenses catch up, because we're still facing bases that aren't quite fully leveled.
Mhm.
So it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. But for now, that's what I'm going with, and I'm kind of crossing my fingers that one of the nerds come out with a killer ground attack that I can copy and take me further along. But now, Kat, you were one of the many that were using an air meta on a pretty regular basis. Are you still at that point, or is there
Um,
something new?
yeah, because I'm practicing that blimp super archer thing. So I thought, well, let's just go with dragons and dragon riders and see what happens. Play around with it, see what I can get. But I'm really looking at going back to ground and maybe just swapping out the army for E Titans and the super archer blimp, and just playing around with that a little bit to see what happens. See
wait a
how many
minute.
one
Why
stars I
aren't
can get.
either one of you talking about witches? We got an extra level of witches.
We did, and unfortunately, now
They're still squishy.
they are, and we were just talking about the spell towers and the poison. So what is a witch's worst nightmare? Is double poison now, the town hall
Yeah.
and a spell tower. So
Have you seen what
um,
happens to the witches when they go into that monolith? It's
oh
not pretty.
goodness, no. So yeah, I want to incorporate witches. I'm not at the point where I'm just going to force it down people's throats, but yeah. Again, I'm waiting for the tech savvy guys to figure things out, and hopefully it includes witches so I can copy it.
I can't remember who. Somebody showed a Zap Witch compilation today, so it's coming. See, it's coming.
Yeah, I heard that's making a comeback, and I really hope that's the case. I hope it's something that it can be used on a regular basis. I'm so maligned in my attacking where it's I become a one trick pony. So if you can give me that trick early, that'd be great.
Yeah. Cat's holding out for the 12 Quake meta to come back again, so she can 3-star with witches.
That would be my dream. My
Yeah.
dream.
Well, I'll probably be stealing Cat's attack then.
Hey, if I find one that works, I'll let you know.
Okay.
And Peter, you had a note for me on here on our show notes that about the Titan. Have you noticed the thumbnail?
Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm using the Titan. I find it hard when I look quickly because there's no color because she's silver and gray. It almost looks like she's been deployed. So if you look at it quickly, it's like, oh, I can't donate that. Oh, yes, I can. That's shaded it. But I don't know if anybody else has noticed that or it's just me, kind of the pressure of new attacks and things. But I find it hard to instinctively know that the Titans are down or the Titans are not down. Even if you look in your troop bar, it's just she's very monochromatic, and it's kind of like she's been grayed out. Have either of you noticed that?
I don't use her, but that's a great point. I have seen her, like I've used her very sparingly, but that's a great point. I didn't think of that.
Maybe they'll give her, colored earrings, or maybe her lipstick color will change from blue to bright red or something. Just
They do need to pop her out a little bit because I agree. She does almost look kind of grayed out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point.
But if you change her color, she might be less cool.
Very much, very much. Did you guys, just to jump back to colors, did you guys buy the magical hero skins?
Of
I did.
course I did. Yes.
And are you using them?
I talked that into it.
Well, I was using them, but right now I've switched over to my winter theme.
Okay.
So,
wait a minute. Well, I guess it's November in Winnipeg, so
there's snow any moment. So
yes.
Well, I still have them on, and I love them. They are my favorite skins by far.
yeah, I do like them. It's probably the best skin that they've come up with.
Mm. Yeah, on all fronts. Like I like all of them, all four. And it's not very often that they, in my opinion, that they nail it, with all four skins at a time. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy. It'll take something really big like the Champion King or something with the flaming sword to really kind of get me to switch my skins at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's only a couple of skins that I really like more. The Champion King and the Champion Queen are super cool.
Yep.
Especially, I just love when you hit their ability and all the little barbs and archers have little flaming swords, and the archers have little flaming arrows. So
I do not love the warden's wings flapping. Each time he dies, there's this thing flapping over there in that corner. What is going on over there? It's very distracting. So I
He's
wish
like
his
an
wings would stop
archangel.
flying. Yes, yes. Just lay down, buddy. Just relax for a bit.
Stop flapping your wings.
Stop flapping your wings.
Well, safe space. I have a soft spot for the Voodoo Warden, only because he
Oh
reminds
yeah.
me of the Dark Goblin in Clash Royale, who happens to be my favorite troop. So, but I admittedly don't use that skin very much.
Only special occasions.
Yeah.
Correct.
So have you guys noticed an impact on upgrade times with the zero resource cost training? Like, so when, it's not costing you anything to train your army. So is that giving you more resources to do upgrades?
At this town hall level, not really. I'm not really noticing much of a difference. It's still, I mean, you guys know it's expensive to upgrade things. So I appreciate the idea, and I have enough lower accounts where it benefits them greatly. But yeah, for Town Hall 15, 14, yeah, it's to me, it's not really much.
Kind of. I thought it was a big deal because I always am looking for a builder. I'm always got resources now, so I think it has made somewhat of a difference. And now you can play with the good troops, right? Anything you throw in headhunters if you want, because even though they're dark, you're not really worried about using up the elixir to save for your queen or whatever. So I think it was nice of them.
That's true. No, yeah, it's a great idea.
I'm going to use this opportunity to lobby Supercell for a 7th builder.
Well, hey, make it out of the clan capital.
If only.
Right?
I think at Town Hall 15, I think you really need one.
I mean, I won't say no if they want to give us another builder. Sure,
Darian, if you're listening, please put this on the table.
What would you pay for that? What would you pay for that next builder?
I'll pretty much anything.
Okay.
So you have Darian's ear and you don't ask for global chat back? Come on.
Don't care about global chat. With Town Hall 15 dropping, have you guys noticed? We talked about people leaving the game, but there's also been people coming back. And so that seems to have generated a renewed interest in the game. I know Redthorn and the Rated have welcomed home some formerly retired friends. Do you think the Town Hall 15 in the game can sustain that interest, or are people just going to drop off the game?
I think with the build times being as long as they are, and how expensive they are to build these things, the people that are coming back, there'll be a renewed interest, because they'll be farming again. And I know a lot of people enjoy that. And so I think they'll be able to sustain, the people's interest for a while. If not, at least, if for the casual player, like 6-7 months at least. And then hopefully they just hang on.
And we're seeing people with, max 11s and stuff coming back and playing again, which is kind of neat. So they're seeing the game from a whole new angle, right? They're not having to farm, 16-day, whatever you said, Kat, for a spell factory, right? They're getting 10 or 11, which has got some bonuses. They're able to farm heroes relatively quickly. So it's been very active in the Rated.
Well, it's interesting because, you have people that have been away for 3 or 4 years and they come back and you sit there and you try and explain plan games to them and plan capital to them. And it's just like, okay, here's the link to the YouTube videos.
Yeah, watch this video.
Please watch it. And then there's a few people that were just like, their minds were blown when they found out that it doesn't cost anything to train an army anymore.
Well, yeah, there was somebody just this week, wasn't there, that figured that out in Redthorn?
Yeah. It was just like they just about fell on the floor.
And I said something similar, like, "Oh, you know what? Don't have that. You might have to just donate it to yourself." And he goes, "Oh, if only I could." Well, yeah, that's what those raid medals are for, is to donate to yourself. What?
And it's just it blows their mind because this is stuff that people had been wishing for years and years ago, and finally they've got it, and it's exciting for them. So it was nice to see that enthusiasm. So
it's almost overwhelming, isn't it? There's been so many quality of life changes to make it easier to upgrade to the next town hall or town halls. That when people do come back after a year or 2 years, whatever, how long it's been, they're almost like it's a whole new game, and so it kind of renews their enthusiasm from a standpoint of what brought them to the game to begin with.
Well, it makes us
Agreed.
think about, things that have come through the game bit by bit, and we just kind of absorb it and complain about it a little bit and accept it after all. And then all of a sudden we like it. And when somebody comes back and you explain to them all these different things that have happened since they left, and you realize, wow, they've really done quite a bit to the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone was going on about super troops, right? That's a big deal, really.
Yeah.
If you hadn't played for 2 years, suddenly there's all these new kind of troops.
Yeah. And Gold Pass and the Silver Pass and clan games and
Yeah, and I mean,
SCCWL.
you guys remember, when you first started playing the game, and there's always players ahead of you, like when you were Town Hall 8 and if somebody had a 10, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to get to 10. And this now, the players returning are seeing that like, oh, wow, there's so many new toys at this Town Hall level and this Town Hall level. And they, it inspires them to, again, farm and upgrade and try and get to those new levels to be able to, play with those new toys.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope it can sustain the new people, right? Because it is long. I'm not sure anybody as a free-to-play player could be max. Like, could you catch up now if you started with an old 11? I think you're still 2 years away from being max again, which means Town Hall 16 theoretically could drop before you could max out 15. So I hope they can sustain it. I hope that people don't get too discouraged when they see how far we move ahead again.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how they could make it any easier, from someone that has 25 accounts. I can start an account today and be at Town Hall 7 in 2 weeks, so obviously it gets harder after that. But I mean, they've reduced costs, they've reduced time, they've taken away, resources to build armies. I mean, they've pretty much just laid the foundation. Like, you can zip through the first 8, 9 town halls pretty quickly. And, the telltale sign I find funny is, years ago, I used to look at people's war stars and you could tell, kind of like cutting a tree open. You can tell how long, how old the tree is. And so, obviously people with thousands of war stars, you thought, oh my God, they've been playing a long time, And nowadays you see, Town Hall 13s, 14s with like 500 war stars. And you're like, what, did you buy that account?
Yeah.
So, but no, it's because now the upgrade times and it is so easy to upgrade these days that, people just fly through and they don't have to do the amount of wars that we, I'm sure the three of us had to do back in the day. So
getting stars was a grind for sure.
Right.
Miss P's boyfriend started an account on Memorial Day, just because we were sitting around talking, and he tried to recover his account. No way, because he'd switched from an Android to an Apple device, and so it was going to be impossible. So he started that day. He is now at Town Hall 9 with, single-digit queen, but still, that's just 2 months, really.
Yep.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah. I think he started another account. I think he's got a 6 now also.
Oh,
Crazy boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go pretty quickly. And if you're a dirty gemmer like myself, you can really fly through the lower levels.
I think he could be in trouble. His golf season's done, so he's looking to spend his money.
Uh-oh. So the Royal Ghost came back, and everyone was happy, and the Royal Ghost is gone now. So is everybody sad?
I'm not sad. I like him. Again, I know he stems from Clash Royale, and he was one of my favorite troops there. So I always like it when they bring him in, the Giant Skelly. I've always been a fan of his, the Giant Skelly with the bomb. Doesn't get a lot of love, but I always enjoy it. Plus, it's kind of nostalgic, don't you think? I mean, it kind of symbolizes Halloween, and we've come to expect it now. I mean, what do you think, Peter?
Yes, especially at that very beginning of Town Hall 15 when no one was tripling, and then suddenly we all could get had a better chance at a 3-star. The base was right. So, and they were great to have back.
32 Royal Ghosts, yeah.
I even turned my sound on just to hear that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You're saying that on air, Peter. There's
one
people
attack
from
was
C2J that listen to this.
Yeah, I think out of the two, I didn't see. I don't think I saw any giant skeletons being used in any attacks, but I saw a lot of Royal Ghosts.
Yeah, for sure. I was using the giant skellies. I enjoy them, and they're tanky. You know what I mean? Especially Town Hall 10 when you can use like a log launcher or a wall wrecker to get into the base, and you just kind of funnel them in, and they just sit there and tank for your heroes or whoever else. But yeah, they don't get a lot of love, but I enjoy them.
Yeah, I think they're more effective at the lower town halls than at 14 or 15 for sure.
Agreed. Yep.
So, Peter, you wanted to talk a little bit about the donation limit for clans. Right now, our CCs hold 50 troops at Town Hall 15, but we can only donate 9 troops. So, if you're donating hogs, for example, some poor soul is left with 1 hog outstanding. So what do you think of that?
I originally said, that's a disaster. They did just up that donation limit, right? We're a level 26 clan. Why can't we just have a little bit more? But I got to thinking, we can now donate to ourselves. So we're, you have to be in a clan to be able to do that, but then you can donate to yourself. I think it kind of throws that teamwork thing back in. As someone who is not got the gold pass, and I'm not sure who that is right now, can have goblins cooked or wall breakers cooked in the background, and they get a chance to donate now because us Speedfinger guys can still only put 9 troops in, whereas now there's going to be that little bit of leftover that one guy could just still contribute. I think it's not bad. I've been rethinking it. It's annoying though when you're on and you donate to yourself and then you're waiting, and so then you finally just CWL medal the last few so you can get your legend hit in before you go to work. But
Valid point.
Do we still have Darians here? Because, you could say, hey, how about some more clan perks? And that would solve that, right?
Yeah. I think they definitely need to give us new clan perks for the higher town hall or the higher clan.
Long
26
overdue.
And higher, yeah.
26, exactly, and higher.
Bigger clan levels. Darien, bigger clan levels.
Would you rather have donation limit increased or people member increased? Okay.
People.
Okay. The game is still really about the people.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Peter, I'm going to turn this section over to you because you had a lot of things that you wanted to run through here. So take it away.
We started as Pineapples and Thorns, and we've kind of lost Rusty and Butters, and you've stepped back from the leadership in KGH. So, we're a little bit more thorny. And I got to thinking, maybe we should, kind of showcase some of the people in Redthorn. And I thought with C-Note here, C2J is a vibrant group of people also that maybe we could just throw out some numbers. I thought we could talk about, war stars like C-Note. And you said, right, a lot of us have been playing for a long time. We did that 1,000-star grind at Town Hall 9. So are you ready with your list? I thought we could just, throw out some names and we'd start with the top 3 war stars.
Yeah. Before we start, the word vibrant is a very, very nice way to describe us. We pride ourselves on being degenerates. So that was very kind of you, Peter. Thank you.
We don't have a Twitch streamer, so that makes you guys one step ahead of us for sure. Although, did Carl have the day off? Because he was on Twitch, and I was still in the middle of my workday, I think. And the cat's saying, "Come on, get on there for Twitch." And I'm like, 2 hours, maybe I could look, but wow, that was good for him.
He must have. Yeah,
I think he had the day off.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. If you're not a Twitch follower of Carl's, please. I think he was really close. Did he get to 250 today?
It was so close. I think it was 246 when he signed off.
Okay.
So
we'll get him there eventually.
Yeah, this weekend.
All right. So shall I just do my 3, C, and then you'll do your 3?
Yeah, that's fine. Sure, go ahead.
So I'm doing total war stars. Our number 1 is Big and Buff with 4,812 war stars.
Good Lord.
Unbelievable. Big and Buff is kind of a quiet giant, I think. He doesn't say much in chat, but yeah, he's a killer for sure. The next one actually surprised me. Our number 2 is Jeep Life with 4,061 war stars.
Papers.
Yes. Now, Jeep is not so active anymore. He's in the wars and stuff still, but, he again, another guy who doesn't have a whole lot to say in clan chat. He comes in and does his business and carries on.
Mm-hmm.
And then our third one is Maverick. Maverick recently joined us, and he has 4,032 war stars. So quite a few guys over 4,000.
Wow.
Crazy.
There are 12 other guys in the clan with over 3,000 war stars.
Goodness.
I know. Crazy. Long-time war players.
Yeah, for sure. We just got done using the analogy of cutting the tree open to see how old it is, and
Yeah.
you've got some OG players there.
I think they didn't miss many wars. Agreed.
No, yeah, they are not starving for war stars for sure. So in C2J, I did the top three, and coming in at number one, we just spoke about him, is Carl with 3,990.
Ooh,
And
so close to 4,000.
oh yeah, he'll probably hit that in CWL. And then someone that's new to our clan came over from Magirian Army, Matthew, has 3,845. And then my boy Knob, Magic Knob, comes in third with 3,792 war stars.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, they should be hitting, well, probably not this year, but next year they'll probably be, well, Carl will definitely be over the 4,000. The others should be pretty close, if not over.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Next is Legend trophies. So not everybody plays Legends, but when, people have been in it, they're really into it. So our number one for all-time life achievement Legend trophies is, again, Big and Buff, and he has 23,355 Legend trophies. Unbelievable total.
Wow.
Our number two is Michigan. And Michigan has been in Legends since he joined the clan like 2 years ago, so he's just battles away. And he has 21,977. So he's closing in on the 22,000 mark. And then we have a huge drop to number three. We drop all the way to 15,527 for the guy. And there's 5 other guys with over 10,000 Legend trophies.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I just checked mine. My all-time is a pitiful 5,500.
Yeah, but you have the defense bonus thing, right? So how many seasons were you out?
Yeah, just a few.
Couple. Actually, I landed on a Legends milestone after this season. I landed exactly on 11,000, which was one of the things that kind of made me go, "Oh, that's weird." I love even numbers. It's all about the even numbers.
That is awesome, Peter.
Yeah,
thanks.
Nice work.
Do you guys have any spots open in Red Thorn? I just want to come over and kind of rub elbows with greatness.
Tell him, Kat. Clan is always full. I don't know.
Always a spot for anybody.
You guys aren't lying either, because every time I look at your clan, it's 50 out of 50.
Yeah.
All right, so Peter, I'm bad at life, and I must have misunderstood what you were saying regarding the Legend trophies. I actually, I thought you meant like current, like who's leading in the clan, and our list is a little underwhelming because I think with the addition of Town Hall 15, everybody's dropped out of Legends to be able to farm, however much they want. So we really only have 2 people in Legends right now, and that's Agent 52 and Of Glory. So, like I said, a little underwhelming. Usually we have 10 to 15 in Legends, but you can tell like a new Town Hall dropped, and so everybody just said, nope, and they dropped out of Legends.
Is that right? Because I think we have just as many in Legends now as we ever did. I'm gonna open the game, but I think there's one. I bet you there's 20.
There's 23 in Legends right now, but Big and Buff has actually dropped down to low Titans.
What the?
Is there a dress code to get into Red Thorn, or tuxedo, or
just wear purple? Yep.
Crocs not allowed.
I'm out.
And then the last thing I wanted to highlight was their all-time best Legends score. So again, the name I already said, Jeep Life, has hit 6,023 Legend trophies, which is just mind-boggling to me. I stumble at 5,400. Agent Paladin is actually in the clan right now for SCWL week. He has 5,949 as his all-time high. And again, Big and Buff with 5,907. And then we have a couple of guys just under about 5,800, including Michigan and Vodka Soda and Lolly. I think she got that with the Royal Ghost this past season.
Yeah, Lolly's quiet. She's OP.
And determined to be better. Gosh, she's not feeling it right now, but she's working hard to get it.
Yeah. How much you see?
We're talking about Legend trophies, right? Still?
Yeah.
I again bad at life. Didn't I don't know I don't know what I didn't explore everybody's all-time bests, unfortunately. So I got on, looked at who was in Legends, and I was actually kind of surprised by that. Was like, oh my god, we only have 2 people in Legends. Like that's going to make for a quick conversation with Peter. But I understand because there's a lot of farming going on, and
Mhm.
I know that the activity in our clan has increased tenfold. Where you and I'm sure in yours too. We just got done talking about your clan being full, and so instead of like 1 or 2 people, you see like 10 to 12 to 15 on at a time, all doing
Yeah.
their farming. So I think that in terms of our clan, we'll be back. We'll have a fair share. Half the clan back in Legends once people are in a good way as far as like where they want to be with upgrading.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, the activity. We picked up a couple of new guys again. King Redbeard comes to mind. He seems to be on, and he's chatty.
Mhm.
So I agree. See, it's great to have the activity back because it used to be kind of hit and miss, right? If you're on, maybe somebody else would be in there and they'd be talkative, but now there seems to always be a conversation rolling.
Yeah, and it's tough because you have Discord. You guys have your Discord, and we have our Discord, and so a lot of things are said in Discord, and then you just kind of have the silence in the clan because they've already said what they wanted to say in Discord. So they just like to your point, Peter. They get on, they do their business, and they hop off.
Mhm.
Yes. And then the last thing I wondered, did you were able to check and see how many of your members have the Unbreakable achievement?
I did, and it's a very short and what I like to consider distinguished list. It's myself and Hammer. That's it. There are a lot of
Interesting.
people close. I will say that over halfway. What is it? 5,000 defenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people that are over the halfway point. Some are like dipping in the 4,000 pool. So it's tough, isn't it? You guys have both done it, and it's tough, right?
It
I
is.
You
haven't.
really have to have a lot of patience. Peter, you haven't?
No.
I thought you
No.
did. Okay,
No,
I
when
forgive
Cat
you.
dropped, I was pushing in Legends at the time and, was having fun. So I couldn't see myself dragging myself down there.
Okay, no, that's
But
understood.
yeah, Cat had some
It's
company, though. I think Fado did it with her.
yep,
Storm Rider, maybe.
yep.
Yeah.
I didn't write down names, but there's 6 of them in Red Thorn right now that have that Unbreakable achievement, which is, I
Okay.
think, very, very rare.
Well, then, Kat, it takes a lot of patience, right? It's more
It
difficult than you
does.
would think. Yeah. So it is when I look at people's profiles and I see that they've got that. It's to me, I'm like, wow, that's impressive, and that kind of is what sparked me to do it to begin with. So what about Red Thorn? How many do they have?
Just 6. Just
6.
6 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I plan to take my other accounts and drop to work on it on them as well. I just haven't had time to. It's a lot of work to drop
It is
down that low
to stay dropped too.
and to stay dropped. So I'll probably have to just do it on one account at a time.
Very little incentive too. What is it, like 20 gems and 1,000 experience points or something like
Yeah, I
that?
think it's 50 gems or
50.
something.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, really sad.
It
Does
is.
Sad
not
enough.
seem proportional at all.
I mean, they don't reward you for being bad.
All right, Peter, do you want to jump into the top 5 snacks while watching a TV or movie at home?
Now, this is a funny story because C-Note said, "Hey, do you watch TV?" And I was like, "Yeah, hockey and football." And he's like, "Oh boy, what are we going to do for a top 5 list?" He says, "Okay, how about what do you eat while you're watching that?" Okay, now we're talking. Well, I think then he asked me if I watch commercials, and I said, "No, that's when I go to eat." So this was an evolving thing. So thank you, C-Note, for putting up with my crap.
I wouldn't call it crap, but yeah, okay.
And I think we'll go guess first.
Okay, we going 5 to 1?
Number 5.
Number
Yes.
5. Okay. This is probably the only healthy thing that you will see on my list. But I always enjoy like a good veggie plate with like a center, like dipping ranch dip. So, like you
Yeah.
got your broccoli, your cauliflower, carrots, celery, whatever. And then, in the center of the tray, you got a big thing of ranch. So I can eat those all day.
Excellent. My number 5 is it's I'm not sure you guys have this, but it's chili con queso. It's kind of like a liquidy cheese. Dip your
Oh, good stuff.
chips in it. It's kind of got some sauce in it. Yeah, that's my number 5. Kat, you go, and then I'll read Fido's. Yeah.
Okay, my number 5 is Just tacos with salsa dip.
Ooh,
Good one.
yes.
Fato's is potato chips and French onion dip.
Ooh, good stuff. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
All right.
Number 4.
Number 4. I'm going to go with a classic. You know, what does everybody eat when they go to the movie theater or they sit at home and watch Netflix? Popcorn.
Yep, very good. Do you need it a certain way?
You know, if I can find popcorn with cheese, you know, like cheddar cheese popcorn or the white cheese popcorn. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I love that stuff. But, you know, hey, popcorn's easy. 2 minutes, microwave, no hassle. Just
Yep,
there it is.
there it is. My number 4 is ice cream. I wouldn't mind a bowl of vanilla, or actually, I'm a black cherry guy most of the time.
Nice.
My number 4 is sushi.
What? Sushi.
Sushi. I'm a sushi addict. Sorry.
Goodness, that's got to be the surprise of the list. I didn't expect to see that.
Peter?
Beto's number 4 is sliced apples and cream cheese / yogurt dip. And his
Oh.
comment is, this is somewhat healthy, but the dip really undoes it all with its sugar.
Number 3.
Number 3. All right, so this is it's going to kind of date me or at least make me appear old. I love cheese. Okay, so that's no secret. My favorite kind of cheese is Swiss cheese. So I've always enjoyed Triscuits by themselves, and recently I have been made aware of the wide variety of flavors they have in Triscuits. So I will get the black pepper Triscuits and then Swiss cheese and combine the two.
Ooh.
Oh, delicious! Yeah, I'll eat the entire box in a sitting.
Oh my gosh. It's awesome. My number 3 is wine gums. So these are kind of like jujubes, but they're just a little chewier. I'm not sure if those exist in America. Definitely a Canadian, British thing.
What are they called?
Wine gums.
Okay, I've never heard of them before.
Okay.
I've heard of those. My number 3 is loaded nachos.
Oh,
You know, like a big plate with the nacho chips, and then there's cheese and sour cream and everything on it.
good thing Taco Bell's open till like 3.
His number 3 is candy. He likes sour things, but he says he can't eat too many of them. M&Ms are great, Skittles are good, and Whopper. So those are the chocolate-covered malt balls.
Oh, yeah.
And he feels those are severely underappreciated.
My grandma used to have those.
Yep. All right, so we are at number 2, right?
We are.
Number 2 is Kat's number 3, nachos. Oh, love nachos. I can get those anywhere. But yeah, throw a plate of nachos in front of me and just watch me devour them.
And do you do jalapenos on your C, or are you just not too spicy?
I'll you know what? I'll spice it up a little bit, but I don't go crazy on the jalapenos because I don't think I have a sensitive palate. But you know, I have a mild tolerance to spicy stuff, so no need to go overboard. And plus, it kind of takes away from the flavor of the cheese and the meat and stuff like that.
Yes, very true, very true. My number 2 is chips, and in particular, salt and vinegar. I don't know what it is. I just can eat those until my mouth falls apart. They're one of my favorites.
Or your lips pucker up.
Pucker up, yeah.
My number 2 is ice cream, but it has to be like a Buster bar from Dairy Queen, you know, the peanuts and the chocolate fudge.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, ice cream. Yeah.
See, it's going out for dinner. Okay.
Dinner and dessert.
Fato also has popcorn on his list. Popcorn with ludicrous amounts of salt is his take.
Salt is good. So we are up to number 1.
Number 1.
I am following suit with Kat. My favorite is ice cream. In particular, I'm kind of hooked on Ben and Jerry's Dirt Cake right now. But I'm pretty open to most flavors of ice cream.
What makes it dirt cake?
It's like it's got like a thick layer of like chocolate and chocolate crumbles on top of it, and then underneath is like it's like an Oreo cookie ice cream, but it has like, I don't know, 4 or 5 like really big chunks of chocolate in there as well. So it's great.
That sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, I eat the whole pint pretty quickly.
My number one is something already been said, but popcorn. I think we all know it's just one of those good ones.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that. My number one is Twizzlers, like the strawberry licorice Twizzlers.
Yes.
I love those things.
And you can eat a bunch of them, can't you? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
they take up no space in your stomach.
I freeze them.
Oh,
So they're cold.
clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that so nobody else eats them on you, or is that just so you
No, I just like them cold.
Hide them in the freezer. Nobody looks there.
Yeah. Not in my house. Oh, there's no food. Yeah, because it's not on the table. Yeah. And Fado's number one is pretzels, and he has the king in my universe. Claims he's weird, but if he adds cheese spread for extra yumminess.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah. You get salt and cheese. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Now we're all hungry. Let's head to shoutouts.
I know I'm on DoorDash right now trying to order something. Where are we at? Shoutouts?
We are at shoutouts.
Okay. Well, I'd like to take the time to thank you, Kat, and you, Peter, for having me on. Much appreciated and well worth the gold passes I had to spend to get on, but I'm kidding. Also like to shout out Whip for reaching out to me and giving me the like celebrity invite to his event that you mentioned earlier, the Total Recall event. And most importantly, and I don't get a chance to do this very often, and I figured while I was on Pineapples and Thorns podcast, I would thank my co-host at Crystal to Join, Carl, for we're approaching our 100th episode, or I should say the podcast 100th episode. Yeah, the C note, right? That slang for 100. We're approaching that, and I just wanted to give him a big thank you. He's always giving me credit, and I don't get a chance to do that to him. So I wanted to thank him for putting him up with me and for all these episodes and these years.
Awesome.
Wow, Kat, we're going to have to up our game. I think this is only episode 43, isn't it?
It is.
Start pumping them out.
Peter, you have any shoutouts?
I do. I can get a shout out Archeon. He was the fellow that actually just said, I am done with Clash for now. He's not having fun. So I feel for him. Sorry that he's stepped out of the clan. So
yeah. And I'm going to shout out C Note for joining us. Thank you, C.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
And also a couple of other shout outs. Shane, it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Shane.
Nice.
And a very special shout out to Peter because it's his birthday on Monday. So happy birthday, Peter.
Oh, happy birthday, Peter. Turning 28 again?
Yeah.
Nice.
It might be the 25th anniversary of turning 28.
And shade outs. Do we guys have any shade outs?
I do actually. It's not for anybody in game. I'm going to shade out a popular food chain called McDonald's. They have recently announced that they are retiring one of my favorite sandwiches of all time. It didn't make my top snack list because it's only around limited times, so you can't get it all the time. But they are discontinuing the McRib. They're calling it retiring. And I just, it's a dark place in my life right now because I've grown up with that sandwich for limited basis, of course, but love that sandwich. So I'm currently in the middle of a binge, and Kat, you can attest to this because I've been on voice chat with you.
You're there every night.
Every night, loyal to the McRib sandwich. So shade out to you, McDonald's, for getting rid of something great.
I think it was a marketing ploy to get C-Note to eat more McRibs.
Oh, and it worked, right? I'm a total fish. I took that hook and ran.
Are through the roof.
Yep.
What was that It's the Pep Diet something or other, that Phaedos limited edition. He's buying it up as fast as he can. I think they're going to keep it around forever just to keep him on the hook. Dream something.
Oh,
I
the
forget what he
dream,
said.
whatever.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got him too. My
Peter, do you have any
shade
shout-outs?
is, I do. It's also to Archeon, because he left the clan in the middle of SCWL when everything was running so smoothly. I had to redo the rosters again, so I don't mind doing it once, but gosh, having to redo it over and over gets on my nerves. So shade out to him too.
All right. My shade out is to the Crystal to Join podcast group. Carl and C-Note and Hero and Woo for not putting out a pod the last few weeks.
Oh, wow.
So that's my shade out. Get it together, guys.
Here I am promoting our 100th episode in the near future, and we get shaded out. That's classic.
Sorry, guys, but I had to do it. So thank you, everybody, for listening. The CFF is a family of clans in games such as Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and many of the other Supercell games. We love to provide content via podcasts and other media. You can visit the Clash Files Discord to apply to any of our clans or to support our pods and events. As always, please send us your comments, ideas, and questions on Twitter at RedthornCoc or join the Clash Files Discord at discord.gg/clashfiles.